Welcome back to the Crypto Picture channel, where I help you see crypto through a clear lens. I wanted to take a moment to welcome everybody and all the new subscribers to the channel. It's much appreciated, and I know it's minuscule in the grand scheme of things, but it's a huge milestone for me, getting over 100 subs, and I will continue to provide as much education and insight as I possibly can to hopefully create as much value as I possibly can to my community. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. But again, a huge thanks, and I appreciate it. So we're going to start looking at the Bitcoin chart here with the 1 week that we've been tracking for quite a few months, maybe even 5+ months. With the parabolic uptrend line, of course, we've been tracking Bitcoin for an extended period of time, but I did only start this channel in the beginning of February, around there. So from a YouTube perspective, we've only been tracking this for coming up 2 months now. But yeah, looking at this trend line, every time we've revisited it during this parabolic uptrend has signified bottom of sorts, right? I'm not sitting here calling out a bottom, okay? I'm saying that based on our market history, it has provided clarity for a bottom, okay? If we hold this parabolic uptrend line, that is. We've had our first initial touch here, okay, which was really bullish. We just came right up off of it. Second touch, third touch, and a fourth touch, okay? So I'm not worried here, and in the grand scheme of things, guys, and I really just wanted to shine some clarity on this, or give some clarity to the people that may be a little bit newer to the space and are a little bit worried. I mean, this is only a 15% pullback from Bitcoin. And based on history, I mean, even in this uptrend, even if you look at this one, this was about a 27% pullback here. Okay, so it's to be expected, to be honest, and I will do another video going back in time. I have done quite a few of those videos, and I will continue to do them because I do like looking at things on a macro level. I do trade, and I do look at things in micro sometimes, but my bread and butter is really the macro level technical analysis. And to be honest, for most new people, I would say mainly pay attention from to the macro. Once you learn the macro and you can time the market on a higher time frame where manipulation is at its lowest, because it's really hard to manipulate a market on higher and longer time frames. In the short term, you could have a whale, what we refer to in crypto, a whale, a large entity, come and dump the price on you in your trade, and boom, you're down 10% in like a day, okay? So I really want to let people know that and let you know the importance of the macro trend, okay? That is what I want to emphasize, and what I would suggest, definitely it's easier to learn on that. But looking here, so we are retesting this parabolic uptrend line. If we look at the 4-hour, okay, we do have some constructive pardon me, we do have some constructive price action here. We dip slightly below the parabolic uptrend line. Nothing we haven't seen before. Early on during the cycle, we did spend roughly a day, just under 2 days, below the parabolic uptrend line before reclaiming it and creating a new high, okay? And could we see something like that? Could we spend a day or two underneath the parabolic uptrend line and then reclaim it? Yeah, and I would continue to be bullish here, okay? Because all I can do is go with the macro trend. The the macro trend is bullish, so it will take a macro trend reversal for me to change my thesis, and a 14% drop is not of a macro nature when we're talking about Bitcoin. Okay, we did drop as low as 18.71%, and currently we're down 14.67%. So am I happy to say that this is enough of a correction for us to start heading up again? Yes, I am comfortable saying that 18 to 19% correction is sufficient enough. Is it going to be the bottom? That's yet to be seen, but we do have some constructive, price action here and some bottoming signs. If we go to market cipher here, we're seeing an anchor wave with a smaller wave, meaning sell pressure is dying off on the 4 hour. If we look at the 6 hour, we are starting to see some bullish divergence here. Okay, we do have snake eyes on the 6 hour. It's not confirmed yet. It will be confirmed in the next 10 minutes actually. So if we don't break down here in the next 10 minutes, we do have snake eyes here. This is a bullish engulfing candle. It is engulfing the last 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. If we close here, I think that's looking pretty constructive. I also wouldn't be opposed to Bitcoin just moving sideways here and giving a chance for some altcoins to outperform it. I mean, I would love that. And we're gonna look at the Bitcoin dominance chart briefly just to go over that. I know I look at it quite often, but I really want to get it embedded into your guys' mind that this is what we look for to see when Bitcoin is going to outperform altcoins and when altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. Okay, I switched it to the line chart today. We do usually look at it from a candle perspective, but as you can imagine, look at all these wicks. It's very noisy, right? So if we want to flush out the noise, we can look at a line chart. Okay, and if we look at this line chart, and I went ahead and put this line here before I did or started recording, but if we go on the line chart, okay, on the daily it doesn't look too clean when we're looking at the regular candles, right? Or even on the 3-day for that matter. But when we look at it from a line chart perspective, we have purged this line, okay, and we've created a new low. Okay, and anytime that Bitcoin dominance has been trending down, and I would consider this a downtrend now because we are, even in the micro scheme of things, creating lower highs. Okay, and now we're creating lower lows. It looked like it could have been a double bottom originally, but it looks like we have officially put in a lower low. Okay, on a 3-day. So could be pretty constructive here for altcoins. We'll have to monitor it and see how it goes. But anytime Bitcoin dominance has been falling, this is the most ideal time to be in altcoins. And anytime Bitcoin dominance is increasing, it is the most ideal time to be in Bitcoin. So if we look at the weekly, okay, when we got this buy signal here on market cipher, okay, this was the time to switch your altcoins to Bitcoin, and you would have outperformed 80 to 90% of altcoins. You could have been lucky and chose the 1 or 5 or 10 or 100 altcoins that outperformed Bitcoin, but over an extended period of time, I have a hard time believing that any one altcoin just consistently outperformed Bitcoin the entire way through. Back here, we got the weekly sell signals up here, but really once we started going down on the RSI as we did here, and we got this lower anchor wave, this would have been a really good time to identify us in a downtrend in Bitcoin dominance, and a good time to be in altcoins, especially when we broke this uptrend line right here. And if we wanted to, because we're on a line chart, it looks a little bit different. Sometimes I go to the wicks, but as soon as we broke this line, we really could have started looking at getting into our altcoin positions, which we did. I was pretty heavily into altcoins during this period, and I did switch back to primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum during this period. So just a little bit of insight there for you guys, what I'm looking at for Bitcoin dominance. And as I've gone over multiple times, even though it's great, okay, we've created a lower low, but what I am still waiting for from a macro perspective is a weekly close below the red line or a weekly close above the orange line. A weekly close above the orange line will signify that Bitcoin is still going to be carrying this market, and would be a better idea to be in Bitcoin relative to the altcoins, because you will be just taking additional risk for no apparent reason. And if we drop below this red line and see a weekly candle close below, it would signify that it is a good time to be a little bit more risk adverse and potentially look at some speculative altcoins, or some altcoins that are even just in the top 10. The top 10 will likely, or more than likely, outperform Bitcoin if we do dip below this line. Again, it's not financial advice. I just provide this for educational purposes. You have to do your own research and make sure that your own thesis aligns with what I'm speaking about here, but hopefully it just gives you a little bit more insight to make educated predictions or educated guesses. So moving on to Ethereum, we are starting to see some sell pressure die off here. Sorry, we're on the 2 hour here. We're seeing a lot of go long red signals here. So be interesting to see what happens if Bitcoin dominance continues to fall. I really like Ethereum at these levels. I think we've had enough of a pullback to signify that there could be a continuation in trend. I wouldn't really call this a broken support zone. I would actually call this a retest. You know, you could even extend this support zone, but just leaving it where it is. We just saw some wicks go through, but we have maintained support in this level for candle body closes on the 6 hour. If we go to the daily, yeah, there was no daily candles purged below, so I would still look at this as constructive and retest of support. We'll have to see how everything plays out. And unfortunately, we're at the mercy of Bitcoin and whatever Bitcoin wants to do. So these other altcoins will only perform well if Bitcoin moves sideways or up in value. If Bitcoin does see, a period of time of stagnation, or maybe just very slow stair-stepping upwards, then we can really expect some really good things for these altcoins. Ethereum versus its Bitcoin comparative. If we look at here, this may even be interesting to look at on a line chart, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches here, and each time has signified a good time to hold Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Again, not financial advice. No way am I telling you here, hey, liquidate all your Bitcoin into Ethereum. But what I am saying is, based on the current data that we have, this line, this uptrending line, trend line, has shown to be an opportune time to go long Ethereum versus your Bitcoin comparative. And meanwhile, we've been setting higher highs and higher lows, right? So this is constructive. It hasn't performed as well as I was anticipating, but it's still overall constructive, and we are setting higher highs and higher lows in a macro level, because this was back in 2019. So I mean, we've been setting higher highs and higher lows against Bitcoin for the last 455 days, guys. Which is impressive, right? If you look at some altcoins, I mean, they've just shat the bed versus Bitcoin, okay? Not all altcoins. DOT has outperformed, ADA has outperformed, but if you look at like some players like EOS, like XRP, like this is hideous, okay? you do not want to invest in charts like this. But if you look at it in dollar terms, it doesn't look that bad, right? But take a look at Bitcoin. Like, you're better off holding Bitcoin than this, right? And XRP is no different, in all honesty. If we look at the XRP Bitcoin comparative, okay, just trying to look at, whoops, sorry about that, XRP, BTC, Bitstamp. So again, right, if you compare Ethereum with the likes of EOS, with the likes of XRP, not from a fundamental perspective because there's no comparison, but just from a chart perspective, which one would you prefer to hold? The one that's been setting higher highs and higher lows versus Bitcoin for 455 days, or would you rather hold this piece of crap that, you know, so many people say, oh, buy XRP, buy EOS? Like, you know, guys, just look at the charts. You don't have to be a TA nerd. This is very basic, okay? Very basic. You just look at this and you can identify that it's clearly in a downtrend, right? So just a piece of, you know, a tip for you guys there, all right? So that's why I chart things against Bitcoin. PokeStarter has been one that we've been tracking closely since $1. I did speculate on it back when it was at like 20-30 cents or so, but really started monitoring it once it started getting to $1. We rode this wave up. We took profits in this area here. Started reaccumulating in this previously support zone. I have turned it to a resistance zone. So I would really like to see PokeStarter get back above here. If PokeStarter can get back above here, I would start to get interested again. We do have our snake eyes on the 6-hour chart, which is pretty constructive, and it's also considered bullish divergence here because we have a higher or a lower low on price. Yeah, sorry, we have a lower low, or sorry, we have a low on price and a lower low on price, and then we have a higher low on the oscillator, right? So if you look here, so this is bullish divergence as well as snake eyes. So this is actually a really good go long signal, but again, we are at the mercy of Bitcoin and whatever Bitcoin decides to do. But based on the fact that we've been in a bull trend for the last, you know, year plus, some would even say since 2018 when we bottomed, you know, back over here in 2018, some would suggest that this was the start of the bull market. So we've been in an uptrend since 2018, guys, the end of 2018 going into 2019. So I do have to play these with a bullish bias. EGLD, I still have this in my trading account and a little bit in my long-term holding account. It does look really good versus Bitcoin. That entire drop off, EGLD has held its own versus Bitcoin and is still retesting the previous high. Nothing has changed on my thesis or my trading account for that matter until we really see a decision from Bitcoin to break down. But as I said, Bitcoin's realistically only down 15% in the grand scheme of things, and also it's coming and testing a very reliable support zone that we've been using now for the past 5 months, 6 months. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you got some value out of this video today. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I also have the Discord link down below, where you can join the community, and also we talk crypto and other opportunities that are coming up. I also do post chart analysis throughout the day and keep you up to date in real time. I also have the Patreon group where you can track my trading portfolio in real time. And I do have the Market Cipher affiliate link down below. So with that being said, take care, guys.